the videos. You just don't know who you can learn from. So
Something else along that line, and I'm dyslexic. I can't read. My mind does not process a 3-syllable word. Henry Winkler, the Fonz, is the same way. He taught me, in fact. I saw him interviewed, and he said, my mind doesn't process a 3-syllable word. And I thought, what? And I read a book, and I came to a 3-syllable word, and I said, I have to sound it out. I've forgot everything I read. I almost flunked out of college because of that. Now, I'm a subscriber to Audible. I read a book a month, constant. And I don't read fiction. I read nonfiction. I learn. I know more about Jeff Bezos than Jeff Bezos knows about himself. Because I want to be Jeff Bezos. Why shouldn't I? If you're going to be a football coach, you better understand Nick Saban. Because he's the best at it. And you need to study him. You notice how all these coaches come through him?
And leave.
And he still beats them.
Green County.
This is what you're doing, Jennifer. This is so important.
What about knowing the importance or benefits of having a financial advisor? Because I know that a lot of people don't have one, and you think, well, I can manage my own money, but what are the benefits if you were to get one?
Maybe a conversation of how do you find
Oh,
the right one?
You
Like,
need one?
like, you know,
I was one.
because how many would you say are in Birmingham? Just a guess.
How many financial advisors?
Yeah.
I would guess probably 200-300. So how do you find the right one? First of all, I was a financial advisor. I had over 2,000 clients.
When you sold your company, it was what, the second largest financial advisement company in the state of Alabama?
It was the largest within the 10,000 of Ameriprise, and it was probably the largest in Alabama. But I sold it to my son, my daughter, and my nephew, and for $2 million. And then I allowed them to pay me. Again, I said, don't pay me up front, pay me over 10 years for tax reasons. I didn't want all that coming at me in 1 year. But how do you pick a doctor? Now this is my beef with doctors. He only looks at my chart the day I show up. And what's the first question he asks me? You have any pain? What the, excuse me. Do I have any pain? That's exactly what a financial advisor does. He gets out your file and he says, oh, this is what are your financial goals? You need to be looking at that every day. You need to be managing your money every day. You need to be looking at the stock market every day. You need to be deciding. The stock market is driven by change. What is the biggest change that has come recently in your life? That right there. Did you get in front of it? Did you buy Apple before they invented the phone? Did you buy Amazon when it was $10 a share? It's now $3,000. Why not? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you buy it? Well, I didn't know about it. Why not? Why weren't you reading? Why weren't you reading? What is the internet going to do to this world? Do you realize we just have a pandemic? And it affected the world comparable to World War II? It has devastated this world more than World War II. Is that a change? What's going to happen as a result of that? Get in front of it. What's going to happen? In Davos, Switzerland, next March, the world leaders are going to meet, and the question they're going to ask is, how can we make sure this never happens again? Just like they met in Bretton Woods in 1945, July, and said, how are we going to make sure this never happens again? And we formed the world order, in which the United States became the police force of the world, in which the United States became the breadbasket of the world, in which the United States became the producer of all materials for Europe because Europe was devastated. Now you knew that happened. You weren't born yet. You knew that happened. Why didn't you get in front of it? Why didn't you invest in the auto industry? Why didn't you invest in the shipbuilding industry? Why didn't you invest in the oil industry? Well, what's going to happen on January the 20th of this year, next year? We're going to have a new administration, a man with a huge heart. He's going to pump every dollar that you need to keep this real estate world alive, to keep 5,600 people from being evicted from their homes. That's money that's going to flow into this country. The last time that happened, where did that money end up? Well, what do you mean the last time it happened? What was our national debt in 2000? It was $4 trillion. What is a national debt? It's the difference between what we raise in taxes and what we spend. It took us 200 years to get a $4 trillion debt. By 2008, it was $8 trillion to recover from the dot-com bubble. From 2008 to 2018, it increased at a rate of $1 trillion a year. It was at 18 trillion. As we started this year in 2020, it was at 20 trillion. Today, it's at 27 trillion. We went into debt $7 trillion in 8 months. Where did that money go? Money is like water. It falls out of the sky. Did some of it come through any of your hands? You went, you got it. Maybe you got some unemployment insurance. Maybe you got a $1,200 check. But $7 trillion came down. Where did it go? Where did it end up? Go check the cap of Amazon, Google, Apple, Microsoft, what it was 7 months ago, and you'll find where the $7 trillion went. It ended up in Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg's pockets. It filtered through your hands. So if Joe Biden turns the money press on after January the 20th, where's that money going to go? It's going to go to genome research. Do you know anything about genome research? It's mapping your genome to make sure you never get polio, that you never get cancer, that you never get the virus. Right now at the University of Harvard and Stanford, they are working on a smart toilet. What the is a smart toilet? A smart toilet is a toilet that you go and you sit on and you poop, and there's a probe down there, a 5G probe, and it probes your poop. As you pee, it probes your pee. As you go to your sink and you brush your teeth, your Oreo toothbrush, who Amazon's working with, has a 5G sensor in it. It analyzes your saliva. You stand before your mirror, naked. You turn around. Amazon's smart home just analyzed your body to make sure if you have a melanoma, your phone is now notified. It goes into the cloud. Your naked body is compared to 22 million other naked bodies, and it comes back and says, Carrie, you're healthy, or Carrie, you're not, or Carrie, go lay down. We're sending the ambulance for you. That's what's going to happen in the next 12 months. So, as an investor, where do I go? I get in front of the companies that are going to make that happen, who are going to bring it to my phone. Tim Cook, on January the 22nd of 2019, said to Jim Cramer, do you all know who Jim Cramer is? Mad Money? Said, Jim, go forward 20 years, look back. What do you remember Apple for? Jim said, the iPhone. He said, no, we're going to change the way healthcare is delivered. Healthcare is going to be delivered through your phone. You will get a clearance so that you can go get on a cruise ship, so that you don't have a virus, so that you can go into a restaurant. And if you don't want your data shared like that, then stay at home, because you're not going to get around me. I'm 76 years old. I don't have that many chances. That's what's going to happen. And you, as an investor, you should be investing in it. Genome research, pharmaceuticals, because your world is about to change. And it's because we just made it through, we think, World War III. And we cannot have this ever happen again. Our economy can't live up to it. You get me wound up.
You just keep talking.
I know, right?
I-